guys, welcome back to Simply Fujica, a place for budding and aspiring entrepreneurs. I do want to welcome you to another week at Simply Fujica. And if you're new to this channel, my name is Fujica and I serve this community as a business mentor. I help you start your home care agency and other businesses. And really, we're here to be the best version of ourselves. Guys, before we get started, I do want to thank you for 6,000 subscribers. That may not seem like a lot to others, but it definitely seems a lot to me because I know that you could subscribe to many other channels, but you choose to subscribe to mine. So I just want to say thank you. Additionally, I have launched my first course, Home Care Licensing. The course is now accepting enrollment. I will have the description and actually the link to the enrollment in the description. Make sure you watch the video because it really details what's included in the actual course itself. So guys, don't forget to hit that link. I'm really excited. Right now we're looking to start on November 5th and the class is 6 weeks. So it'll go until December 10th. So go ahead and hit that link and check it out. Okay guys, let's transition to today's content. Okay, if you guys follow my channel, you know that a couple weeks ago I did a video on what should a job description look like so that you can attract the right home health aides to your organization. So we decided to take that conversation a bit further in today's video. Today we're talking about what are the top 5 characteristics you should be looking for in a home health aide. So guys, if that's something you're interested in, then stay tuned. Guys, the first characteristic you want to look for in a home health aide is compassion. I always like to tell people, when you think of these people that you're providing care for, a lot of times our clients have physical limitations. They might not have the mobility that they used to have, but mentally they're still strong. They're still there. So imagine their frustration that they can't provide that care for themselves that they used to. Guys, that could be depressing. That could really make a person sad. That can really make a person emotional. So it takes a compassionate individual to really be able to understand that and talk people through those things. And sometimes it's not a conversation, it's just an understanding. Hopefully you guys have seen the video that I did, the interview with a personal care professional, Hawa, and she talks about that. She talks about really understanding what a person needs. It may be a conversation, it may not be, but it is your compassion that lets a person know that, hey, I'm here for you and I'm going to help you through this. So I always tell people, this is not the role for everybody. However, if you are a compassionate person and you care for people, that's what you want to lead with when you're dealing with your clients and when you're caring for people with these types of needs. The second characteristic that I want to talk about, guys, is high energy. You guys know, especially if you're familiar with this industry, that you are on the move, you are on the go. So you are changing people, you are moving people, you are transferring people. Sometimes you're doing light house duty, sometimes you're doing laundry. Other times you're feeding your clients. You may be cooking for your clients. Point is you have to come in with high energy. And so this is twofold, right? In order for you to produce that type of energy on a daily basis, that means you got to take care of yourself. So you want to make sure that you're eating the right foods. You want to make sure that you're getting an appropriate amount of rest so that when you show up to your clients' homes, you're ready to take care of them. You're ready to bounce in and see what's going on. Because remember, a lot of times your client is going to bounce off the energy that you have. So you don't want to come in with low energy and expect to have a good day with your client. You want to come in high energy, ready to go, and really ready to be that client's cheerleader if that's what's needed in the moment. The third characteristic that we're going to talk about is being intuitive. This is another one. Sometimes people say this is innate, this is something that they're born with, and then I think some people, it comes more with learning, it comes more with experience. But when you think of someone intuitive, that person is anticipating that client's needs. And so remember, we're going to be in situations where a client either can't or doesn't want to communicate on their own behalf. And so if you are intuitive, that will allow you to pick up on those nonverbal cues. So if it's time to get a person up and they don't feel like it, well, what do? Do you just let them lay there? Do you kind of talk them through, kind of walk them through things to kind of elevate their mood? This is where intuitivity comes in. This is where you really, your experience, and then also, what does your heart say, right? What if it was you laying in that bed? What would you want a person caring for you to do in that moment? That's intuitive. Or if, you're in your client's room, you're getting them ready for the day and you can see that it's a little disheveled in there. Maybe it's not the best, maybe the kitchen, the counters haven't been wiped off. Hey, just to let you know, Miss Client, I went ahead and wiped down the counters downstairs. Did you need anything else from me? Hey, I noticed so-and-so hasn't been around to clean your room. Do you want me to straighten up for you a little bit? Or I love the example that Hawa used in the interview that I did with her a couple of weeks ago. I know that if someone wasn't specifically ready to receive care that day, putting on that pot of coffee, giving that client a nice light massage, even though they haven't asked for it. So really it's just anticipating that person's needs. Being intuitive lets that client know that you actually care about them, that they're just not a client to you, but that you understand that they are a person with needs. And that understanding allows for you to have a good, lasting relationship. The fourth characteristic that I have for you guys today is patience. Patience goes a long way. So remember, you definitely don't want to judge people by their disposition, because again, someone can be maybe not in a good mood. Maybe they're doubting themselves. Maybe they're upset again in the situation that life has them in. And all of that really has little to do with you. However, because you are there and you are there to provide a service, then this is where patience is going to show up on your end. So if a person doesn't want to eat, okay, it is their choice, right? But if you notice time after time again that the person doesn't want to eat, you don't want to get frustrated, but you want to take action, right? So really understanding the difference in, making sure that a person as an adult has choices, but then you also have to balance that choice with knowing that you're there to provide a service. Patience goes a long way in these situations because you want to make sure that the person's needs are being met, but that they're also being respected at the same time. And so, I always tell people you want to have thick skin in this industry because you don't want to take a person's unwillingness to get up or get out of bed or not wanting to eat. You don't want to take that personally because it's not against you. It's how that person feels. And as that person's advocate, then it's up to you to kind of raise that bar, raise that level of service so that you can still meet that client's needs at the same time respecting their wishes. Guys, the fifth tip that I have for you, the fifth characteristic that we want to talk about is professionalism. And I will go ahead and put myself on the line for this one. I am a natural people lover. And so it is easy for me to build relationships with people. However, when you're in a position where you're providing a service to someone, you really want to taper that down a little bit. And the reason why is because now you've entered into a professional arrangement. And so you are in a position to where you are giving a service and in turn you're being paid for that. And so while a friend, it may be okay to go to their house and go into someone's closet, you may not have that same luxury as if you were a client now. This is a client's home, right? So there's going to be boundaries that are put into play because it is now a professional relationship. I say this because we have had caretakers on our end too that have really kind of overextended themselves as it relates to the personal relationship. An example of that is food, right? You're going downstairs, you're preparing a meal for your client. There's really no wiggle room for you to be eating out of that client's refrigerator and you haven't offered that client their lunch or their breakfast. And I know that comfort becomes the key, because you're thinking, well, the client doesn't mind. Oh, I know Fujica, I've been providing her care for years. She doesn't mind. But yet you don't know what that client is telling their family members when you leave. So you want to make sure that those boundaries are set and respected. Another example that really pertains to all of us is you should have a gift policy in your your policies and procedures, because you have to spell that out to anyone representing your agency. I have represented a lot of people who said, nope, for me it's no gifts. And I will be honest, that's how I wrote it into my policies and procedures too. I believe there is just no gift. And let me give you an example of why. Your home health aide goes into a home, she's taking care of her client, and she sees a beautiful jacket in an open closet. She makes a comment, oh my gosh, this jacket is so beautiful. Client says, oh, that old thing, take it. So then now your home health aide's like, oh wow, this is a beautiful jacket. Now I have this beautiful jacket. So the next day, daughter comes and visits her mom, and she's like, Mom, what happened to your jacket? Where is it? I can't find it. Oh, I don't know. I think so-and-so took it. The next thing you know, you're getting a phone call and you're in a position to defend your home health aide's actions, instead of just keeping that line of professionalism on the straight and narrow. If you don't wiggle, there's no opportunity for you to be placed in blame. Okay, it doesn't feel good when that happens like that. And so I have seen people written dollar amounts into their policies and procedures. So I have seen the gift can't be more than $10 or $25. Because a lot of times people do want to just give you a gift card and tell you thank you, especially if you're providing exceptional care. And I think something like that is okay. But when the relationship lines get a little blurred, that's where it gets kind of called into question. So I hope that makes sense for everybody. But you want to make sure you keep that professionalism, that you're known for the professional care that you give and for the professional rapport that your home health aides have with their clients. I hope that makes sense. But guys, this is really a buzz topic. So definitely put your comments. Tell me your thoughts. What is your thoughts on a gift policy for your personnel policies and procedures? Because this is something that you're going to want to include in your policies and procedures. So I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Guys, my website is up and running. Thank you so much for your patience. I get this at least once a week. What's going on with your website? It is actually up and running now. So you can go ahead and pull it up at simplyfujica.com. And then don't forget to look me up on Instagram. I'm trying to get more active with that too. And that's just at simplyfujica. Okay guys, that's all I have for you today. Stay blessed.